Have you ever pondered how a nation's culture can evolve and adapt over centuries? India, with her rich history and diverse cultural heritage, offers an intriguing case study. Indian culture, often labeled as a combination of several cultures, has been influenced by a history that is several millennia old, beginning with the Indus Valley civilization and other early cultural areas. According to national poet Ramdari Singh Dinkar, there are four major events which had significant influence on Indian culture. First, our journey begins with the Aryans who migrated to India around 1500 BCE. The Aryans introduced the Vedic culture, a key influencer of Indian society and philosophy. Their culture, based on the sacred texts of the Vedas, laid the foundation for Hinduism, one of the oldest religions in the world. The Aryans also introduced the caste system, a social hierarchy that, despite its contentious nature, has deeply influenced Indian society. The Vedic period saw the introduction of a rigid class system. Originally, there were four classes, with Brahmins or priests at the top, Kshatriyas or military leaders and rulers following them, Vaishyas or commoners underneath them, and Shudras or servants at the bottom. This system is known as the caste system, and it was exceptionally stable for thousands of years. Second, fast forward to the 6th century BCE, we witness the emergence of two significant philosophies, courtesy of Mahavir and Buddha. Mahavir, the founder of Jainism, preached non-violence, truth, and asceticism. His teachings had a profound influence on Indian thought, promoting peace and harmony. Around the same time, Buddha, the Enlightened One, introduced Buddhism. His teachings on the Middle Path, the Four Noble Truths, and the Eightfold Path offered a new perspective on life and suffering, affecting not just India, but spreading across Asia. Jainism and Buddhism arose to suit the needs of a changing society, patronized by an emerging class, and left an indelible mark on India's culture, architecture, philosophy, and way of living. Some tenets of these religions have been adopted by Hinduism in their long course of association and have become an integrated part of the society. These religions also found their influence in neighboring countries and helped India expand its footprint in these regions, paving way for a cultural connect to this day. Third, moving into the medieval period around the 12th century, Islam made its entrance into the Indian subcontinent. The Islamic influence brought a significant cultural shift. It introduced Persian and Arabic influences into Indian art, architecture, and language. The amalgamation of cultures gave birth to a unique Indo-Islamic fusion, evident in the grandeur of Mughal architecture and the subtle nuances of Urdu poetry. The Arabs gradually tried to spread and thus expand their religion in India. The period ranging from the 13th century till the arrival of the Mughals in 1526 AD brought a stupendous and remarkable change in the socio-cultural scenario of India. It all happened due to the happening of two religious movements, the Bhakti and Sufi movement. Many historians believe that from the 13th century, the definite impact of the Islamic culture on Indian society can be observed. Generally, when two different cultures such as Islam and Hinduism come into contact and continue to sustain alongside, they leave an impact on each other. Islamic impact on Hindu society during medieval times can be seen as both a positive and a negative view. Indian culture was largely influenced by Islamic tradition, although it cannot be said that Islam left a very robust impact on the Hindu society wholly. It is considered that a strong impact of Islam was in the field of fine arts and architecture during the medieval times. The blending of the Hindu and Muslim art culture led to the emergence of a new type of art, wherein the primary elements like the craftsmanship, the ornamental richness, etc., were of Hindu, and the external form or the exterior part like spherical domes, open courtyards, arches, etc., was of the Persians. Qutb Minar, Tomb of Humayun at Delhi, Taj Mahal, Jama Masjid, etc., were built with such Islamic architecture. Fourth and lastly, The European influence, starting from the 17th century, left an indelible mark on India. The British, in particular, introduced Western education, English language, and parliamentary democracy. They also brought with them new technologies, sports like cricket, and even tea-drinking habits. Printing technology was brought by Portuguese in the mid-16th century. It expanded into newer forms of publications by the end of the 18th century, like novels, books. It played an important role in the growth of nationalistic feeling and remained an important tool for freedom movement like Kesari newspaper by Tilak. Europeans brought new styles of paintings like oil paintings. These were adapted into local styles like Kalighat paintings, and also with themes from Indian mythology like Bharat Mata. One of the pioneers towards this transition was Ravi Varma. Architecture perhaps remains the most visible influence of Europeans on Indian art. Gothic style with tall pointed arches was mixed with Ashokan and Mughal style, evident in domes of the Viceroy's House, Elphinstone Circle, Victoria Terminus. They also brought in planned city development, for example, Lutyens Delhi, which was based on geometry and open wide spaces. While the colonial period was fraught with exploitation, it undeniably shaped modern India's cultural landscape. Thus, Europeans brought in many changes which enhanced Indian art and architecture over the years, giving an example of the confluence of a unique cultural mixture. To summarize, the cultural evolution of India has been a fascinating journey marked by the influence of various civilizations and philosophies. From the Vedic traditions of the Aryans, the spiritual teachings of Mahavir and Buddha, the artistic and linguistic influences of Islam, to the Western ideas and practices introduced by the Europeans, India's culture has been a melting pot of influences. Each period, each influence has woven itself into the intricate tapestry that is Indian culture, making it one of the most diverse and dynamic in the world. So the next time you sip your chai or marvel at a Mughal monument, remember, you're experiencing centuries of cultural evolution, a testament to India's resilience and adaptability. The story of India is one of change, growth, and an enduring spirit.